Hello and welcome to the final chapter of the Bankers Leadership Series in association with Swift on constructing the future of payments, where we're looking at how to support and encourage future innovation in the payments industry. What new channel strategies and other innovations are you seeing?
Well, this is probably the most exciting aspect of payments that we have in the world now, the kind of innovative solutions that we see our clients using, the tool set that we provide them that's based on real-time payments. And probably the best examples I've seen of that would be both in India and China, where there is now the National Payments Corporation of India's solution built around UPI. What we see there is a whole bunch of use cases where cash is taken out of the cycle and then also drives a massive efficiency increase for our clients, as well as use cases to do things that they would not be able to do otherwise. So paying bills automatically with the right information, reconciled automatically from a utility company, a large satellite broadcaster being able to do that pay-per-view, that extra 100 rupees for a cricket match, for example, and just being able to press that button, it goes through straight seamlessly. The removal of cash on delivery. And a lot of those enhancements in innovation are built on very simple data sets around initiation of a payment and a request for payment, as well as an identity check, and building stuff around alias functionality where people can use maybe a mobile phone number or the equivalent of their national insurance or their state ID number to facilitate a payment or a receipt of a payment.
Excellent. Paul, what are you seeing in terms of new innovations coming to market?
Well, look, as I said earlier, one of our jobs is to be a market catalyst, and part of that is looking for market failure, but also for opportunity. And if you look at the challenge in the UK around consumer fraud, the chance for us to use open banking and the APIs that provide data opportunities back and forth between institutions have led us to the confirmation of payee solution as an overlay to the current infrastructure. So to use the APIs that currently look for account information, but just to repurpose them to look at the name and the account details and provide that confirmatory message back to the paying bank allows us to move into a level of confidence for consumers which we can't do with the current systems today. The limitations of sort code and account number and a name that isn't checked. We've moved forward massively just using or innovating on the innovation that was brought to us by open banking. We've done the same really with request to pay. It's one of those things that was talked about massively in the Payment Strategy Forum around inclusivity, and we are seeing a number of institutions really keen to look at request to pay to improve their payment ratios, to deal with delinquency, but to just give customers more control.
And Victoria, what do you think is needed to really encourage greater innovation going forwards?
I think one of the things that's going to encourage it is actually what the customers want, so they'll be the lead, but I think what we particularly as a central bank and Pay.UK need to do is to be the enablers to that, to make sure we're not stopping innovation, but actually to give a platform on which it can build. So last year, for the first time ever, a number of non-bank payment service providers joined the real-time gross settlement system. We're literally at the moment sort of doing some more work and consulting externally on further access to the bank's infrastructure, further access to the bank's balance sheet. So getting more players in there to get competition and innovation. Thinking more broadly about what can we as a central bank do. So should we actually be introducing central bank digital currencies? Where's that debate going? So when we were developing the blueprint for the new real-time gross settlement system, we were talking to industry, what do you want, what do you foresee happening, and what can we as a central bank do to sort of respond to that? And that dialogue needs to continue.
At Swift we talk about a concept, and increasingly will drive our work, about responsible innovation, and that at Swift we think about the business process or the business function that needs to be solved for. Once you've solved for that, whether it's through innovation, new providers or fintech collaborators or our own kind of processes and innovation, it's deployed safely and securely, appreciating that the community and our ecosystem partners all work in a highly regulated environment, and that the importance of financial stability and soundness of that service are always kind of paramount.
My last question is really about the future of payments and what it's going to look like.
To me, the future of payments is they don't see the payment, they see the funding, they see the product, they see the outcome, and we just make that work seamlessly.
The distinction that's been there to date between, well, this is a card scheme and this is a payment scheme, you kind of forget all of that. It's just going to be a seamless thing that goes on behind the scenes. Banks and infrastructures will decide the best way of routing them. But as far as the customer is concerned, it really won't matter a jot.
We see a number of key kind of driving forces that I think will shape our activity. Certainly openness, concepts of ubiquity, smart payments, trusted payments, secure payments, and actually by exploring those themes, as people have already explored, the concept of a payment almost just evaporates, that you're actually seeing drivers for the exchange of value that keeps in line with the speeding up and the way in which goods and services are now provided internationally.
Vikesh has a great point there, right? If you think about cross-border payments and stuff, off the back of that, there's usually, or will be, more smart contract kind of facilitation. What's actually triggering the events that actually initiate the transaction or complete it. And there's those smart contracts that kind of overlay. And off the back of that, what you need is guaranteed liquidity. You need to know guaranteed transactions are happening at these particular points. Now, often people look at DLT for that. You don't need that at all. You don't need that. The infrastructure is already there.
So thank you very much to all the participants. This concludes the leadership series on constructing the future of payments in association with SWIFT. Thank you very much for watching.